They look at you, then look away. They whisper, but never to your face. You've felt it, haven't you? The silence, the tension, the unspoken weight in the room when you walk in. My child, do you think it is by accident? You have asked me in the quiet, why do they stare? Why do they go silent? Why does it feel like I don't belong anywhere? Because you were never meant to blend in. You carry something they cannot name, a light that exposes, a presence that unsettles, a calling that threatens what is fake. They sense the difference before you do. They feel the shift when you enter. You have been attacked, misunderstood, isolated, but not abandoned. What you call rejection, I call separation. You are not strange. You are marked. And what rests on your life cannot stay hidden much longer. You thought they walked away from you. You thought the door closed because you were not enough. You thought the silence meant you were unwanted. But my child, I was the one who allowed it. You call it rejection, I call it redirection. Do you really believe I would let what is ordinary keep what is chosen? Do you think I would allow your destiny to be strangled by environments that could never understand you? I saw what they couldn't see. I saw the oil on your life. I saw the weight of your calling. I saw the future that would require a different atmosphere. So I separated you. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it felt humiliating. Yes, you questioned your worth in the middle of the night. But what felt like abandonment was actually protection. If I had allowed you to stay, you would have shrunk. You would have silenced your convictions. You would have dimmed your light just to be accepted. And I did not create you to be tolerated. I created you to be set apart. You were trying to fit into rooms that were too small for your purpose. You were trying to hold on to people who were assignments, not alignments. You were grieving what I was removing. I saw conversations about you that you never heard. I saw motives you never detected. I saw the slow erosion of your confidence. And because I love you, I stepped in. Sometimes my protection feels like loss. Sometimes my mercy feels like isolation. Sometimes my plan feels like pain. But sacred things must be separated. Gold is refined away from the crowd. Seeds are buried before they bloom. Leaders are developed in hidden places. I was not pushing you away from love. I was pulling you toward destiny. You cried over what ended, but you have no idea what I prevented. The betrayal, it positioned you. The exclusion, it purified you. The closed door, it redirected you to the one I designed. You are not behind. You are being aligned. Every time they overlooked you, I was elevating you. Every time they underestimated you, I was strengthening you. Every time they rejected you, I was reminding you that your validation does not come from human hands. You are sacred, and sacred things cannot remain common. The loneliness you feel is temporary. The confusion you feel is transitional. The separation you endured is intentional. I am clearing space for what matches your anointing. I am removing what would have contaminated your calling. I am preparing rooms that will recognize what others dismissed. So do not chase what left. Do not beg for seats at tables I overturned. Do not question your value because someone lacked the vision to see it. Stand still. I am redirecting you, and where I am taking you, you will understand why you had to walk alone. You keep asking me why it has been so hard. Why the attacks never seem to stop. Why peace feels temporary why every step forward is met with resistance. Listen to me carefully, my child. The warfare around you proves the anointing within you. Do you think the enemy wastes time on what carries no threat? Do you believe darkness fights what has no light? The pressure you feel is confirmation. Before you understood your calling, the battle already recognized it. Before you spoke a word of purpose, opposition tried to silence you. Before you stepped into destiny, resistance tried to exhaust you. That is not coincidence. That is evidence. You thought you were just unlucky. You thought life was unfair. You thought maybe you were doing something wrong. But what if the fight around you is proof that you are doing something right? There is oil on your life. There is authority in your spirit. There is influence in your future. And the warfare sensed it before you did. That heaviness, that sudden discouragement, that strange pattern of conflict, misunderstanding, and delay. It is not random. It is reaction. When you walk into rooms, atmospheres shift. When you pray, chains weaken. When you endure, kingdoms tremble. You do not see the full picture, but the spiritual realm does. You were never meant to live small. You were never designed to be average. You were marked to disrupt, to heal, to build, to lead. And anything marked by me will be tested. Not to destroy you, but to strengthen you. Gold is proven in fire. Warriors are trained in battle. Leaders are forged under pressure. Every attack that didn't take you out made you sharper. Every betrayal that didn't break you made you wiser. Every delay that didn't stop you made you stronger. Look at you. You are still standing. After the tears, after the confusion, after the nights you questioned everything, you are still here. That is not weakness. That is anointing. The enemy tried to bury you in fear, but you rose with discernment. He tried to drown you in doubt, but you surfaced with deeper faith. He tried to isolate you, but you discovered my voice in the silence. What was meant to crush you revealed you. The warfare is loud because your destiny is louder. The attacks are intense because your calling is immense. The pressure is heavy because what you carry is valuable. Stop interpreting the battle as proof of failure. It is proof of assignment. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are chosen. And I would not allow this level of warfare if I had not already placed within you the power to overcome it. You are anointed. You are guarded. You are equipped. And what surrounds you can never overpower what I placed within you. You thought I had forgotten you. When the phone stopped ringing, when the invitations slowed down, when the circle grew smaller and smaller and smaller, you called it loneliness. You called it abandonment. You even called it punishment. But my child, isolation was not punishment, it was preparation. I needed to get you alone, not to hurt you, not to shame you, but to shape you. There were voices around you that were louder than mine, opinions that were shaping your identity, expectations that were shrinking your vision. So I allowed the noise to fade. Yes, it felt uncomfortable. Yes, it felt unfamiliar. Yes, there were nights when the silence was so loud it almost broke you. But in that silence, I was speaking. When they left, you finally heard me clearly. When the distractions disappeared, your discernment sharpened. When the applause stopped, your character deepened. You were not being sidelined, you were being trained. Soldiers are not prepared in crowds. Leaders are not formed in comfort. Destiny is not built in constant validation. It is built in hidden places. I watched you wrestle with your thoughts. I watched you confront your fears. I watched you battle insecurity without anyone clapping for you. And you grew, not publicly, not loudly, but powerfully. Isolation exposed what needed healing. It revealed the wounds you covered with business. It uncovered the patterns you disguised with popularity. You thought you were losing people, but I was removing dependency. Because where I am taking you, you cannot need constant reassurance. You cannot depend on constant approval. You cannot break every time someone misunderstands you. You must know who you are, even when you stand alone. The quiet season strengthened your roots. The hidden season built your endurance. The lonely season taught you intimacy with me. And intimacy creates authority. You learn to pray without performance. You learn to believe without validation. You learn to stand without support. That is preparation. You are not behind. You are being built. The world celebrates visibility, but I develop greatness in secrecy. What you thought was isolation was actually construction. I was reinforcing your foundation. I was fortifying your mind. I was stabilizing your spirit. Because the platform ahead of you requires stability. If I had elevated you before isolating you, the pressure would have crushed you. The attention would have distorted you. The responsibility would have overwhelmed you. So I hid you. Not to bury you, but to build you. And when I bring you out of this season, you will not emerge fragile. You will emerge focused, grounded, unshakable. You survived the silence. You endured the distance. You grew in the dark. Isolation was never your punishment. It was your preparation for purpose. You thought it was meant to end you. The betrayal, the humiliation, the sudden loss, the battle that came out of nowhere and knocked the wind out of your chest. You felt shattered. You felt exposed. You felt like something inside you had cracked beyond repair. But listen to me carefully, my child. What tried to break you was sent to reveal your spiritual authority. The storm did not come because you were weak. It came because you were stronger than you knew. There are levels of power inside you that comfort could never uncover. There is authority in your spirit that ease could never activate. There is fire in you that only pressure could ignite. You were asking me to use you. You were asking me to elevate you. You were asking me to trust you with more. But authority is not given lightly. It is revealed in confrontation. When that attack hit your life, it wasn't random chaos. It was a collision with your calling. The moment fear told you to quit and you kept going, authority awakened. The moment your heart broke, but you still chose integrity, authority expanded. The moment you stood in the middle of confusion and said, "I will not bow," something shifted in the unseen realm. You didn't see it, but darkness did. Every time you survived what was designed to crush you, you gained ground. Every time you refused to become bitter, you grew sharper. Every time you endured without losing your faith, your voice carried more weight. Authority is not loud, it is forged. It is built when you cry but do not collapse. When you're attacked but do not retaliate. When you're misunderstood but do not compromise. You thought you were barely holding on, but you were ruling in the middle of resistance. The enemy underestimated you. He thought the pressure would fracture you. He thought the pain would silence you. Instead, it revealed you. You discovered you could pray with power. You discovered you could stand alone. You discovered that what lives inside you is greater than what surrounds you. That discovery is authority. You no longer panic the way you used to. You no longer crumble the way you once did. You no longer chase validation to feel secure. Because something inside you solidified. The very thing that was meant to expose your weakness exposed your strength, and now you walk differently. Quieter, stronger, unmoved. You do not react the same. You do not fear the same. You do not doubt the same. Why? Because you have seen what you can survive. And once a chosen one realizes what cannot destroy them, they begin to move with divine confidence. What tried to break you did not succeed. It crowned you with awareness. It anointed you with resilience. It unveiled the authority that was hidden beneath your struggle. You are not fragile anymore. You are fortified. And now the battles that once terrified you recognize that you are not the same person who first entered the fight. You noticed it, didn't you? The shift. The way conversations stopped when you approached. The way support grew quiet when you needed it most. The way people who once spoke loudly around you suddenly had nothing to say. And it hurt, because silence can wound deeper than words. Silence can make you question your worth. Silence can make you feel invisible. But my child, the silence of others exposed the assignment on your life. You thought their quiet meant you were insignificant. It meant you were different. There is a weight on you that not everyone can carry. There is clarity in you that unsettles confusion. There is conviction in you that makes compromise uncomfortable. And when people cannot understand what rests on you, they often respond with distance. Not because you are empty, but because you are marked. You walked into rooms expecting connection. Instead, you felt tension. You tried to share your vision. Instead, you were met with blank stares. And you went home wondering, did I say something wrong? Am I too much? Should I shrink to make this easier? No. What you carry demands maturity. What you carry requires alignment. What you carry cannot be casually handled. The silence was not rejection. It was revelation. It revealed who could go where you are going and who could not. Some people were assigned to your past, not your future. Some were meant to witness your growth, not participate in your elevation. Some were comfortable with who you used to be, but intimidated by who you are becoming. You felt the shift before you understood it. The conversations grew shallow. The encouragement faded. The enthusiasm turned into observation. They started watching instead of speaking, because they sensed something changing. And when destiny begins to unfold, not everyone will know how to respond. Silence is often the language of those who feel the shift, but cannot articulate it. They see you evolving. They see your strength sharpening. They see your focus deepening. And it reminds them of what they have not pursued. So they step back. Not because you failed, but because your assignment no longer matches their comfort. Do not chase noise. Do not beg for explanations. The quiet cleared your vision. It forced you to depend on me instead of applause. It showed you that validation from people is unstable. Your assignment is too sacred to be sustained by constant affirmation. You are being called to lead, to build, to speak, to stand. and leaders must be secure even when rooms go silent. The silence trained you. It strengthened your inner voice. It deepened your awareness. Now you move without needing constant reassurance. Now you speak without fearing empty responses. Now you understand. If everyone clapped, you might question the depth of your calling. But when some grow quiet, and you still remain steady, that is when you know. You are walking in your assignment. You tried to hide the tears. You turned your face away so no one would see them fall. You smiled in public and broke in private. You said, "I'm fine," while your heart whispered, "I'm tired." But I saw every tear, the ones that slipped out in the middle of the night, the ones that fell silently during prayer, the ones you wiped away before anyone noticed. You thought they were signs of weakness. But my child, every hidden tear became a seed for your breakthrough. Nothing you cried over was wasted. Not the betrayal, not the disappointment, not the delay, not the loneliness that wrapped around you like a heavy blanket. Each tear carried weight. Each tear carried surrender. Each tear carried trust, even when you didn't realize it. When you cried instead of quitting, you were planting. When you wept but still chose integrity, you were sowing. When you felt crushed but still whispered, "I believe," you were watering the ground of your future. Breakthrough is not born in comfort. It is born in surrender. And your tears were proof that your heart stayed soft when it had every reason to become hard. You could have become bitter. You could have become cold. You could have shut down and stopped caring. But you didn't. You felt it all. And feeling it did not destroy you, it deepened you. The nights you thought were breaking you were actually burying seeds. And seeds must go underground before they rise. You couldn't see what was happening beneath the surface. You couldn't measure the growth taking place in the dark. You couldn't feel the roots stretching beneath your pain. But I could. Every tear softened the soil of your character. Every cry cleansed your perspective. Every moment of weakness made room for my strength. You were not drowning. You were being planted. The world celebrates visible victories, but I honor hidden endurance. Because anyone can shout when they win. Few can worship when they're wounded. And you did. Through shaking hands and heavy eyes, you stayed. Through unanswered questions and silent seasons, you trusted. Through heartbreak and confusion, you refused to give up. That is why your breakthrough will not be fragile. It will be rooted. When the harvest begins to appear, people will see the fruit. But they will not know the tears that watered it. They will not see the nights you wrestled with doubt. They will not feel the weight you carried in secret. But I know, and I am not unjust. What you sowed in pain will rise in power. What you cried over in private will bless you in public. What broke your heart will build your testimony. Do not despise the tears. They were sacred. They were planting something greater than you imagined. And now, the ground is ready. Your season of weeping prepared the soil. Your breakthrough is not coming because you were perfect. It is coming because you endured. And every hidden tear is about to bloom. You have felt the arrows, the sudden setbacks, the unexpected betrayals, the battles that rose up without warning. At times you wondered, why does it feel like so much is coming against me? Why does opposition follow me? Why does the pressure increase when I try to move forward? Listen to me now, my child. You are protected, appointed, and destined, and nothing sent against you will prevail. Not because life will be easy. Not because weapons will not form, but because what rests on your life was decided before the attack ever began. Before anyone spoke against you, I had already spoken over you. Before doors closed in your face, I had already written new ones into your future. Before the plot was formed, protection was assigned. You think you survived by luck. You did not. There were accidents that should have taken you out. There were lies that should have destroyed your name. There were spiritual battles you never even knew were happening. And yet, you are still here. That is not coincidence. That is covering. You are appointed, which means your life is not random. Your steps are not accidental. Your existence is not ordinary. There is a purpose stitched into your struggles. There is a calling woven into your delays. There is destiny attached to your endurance. The enemy saw glimpses of where you are headed and tried to intercept you early. But he cannot cancel what I have ordained. He can challenge you. He can pressure you. He can attempt to distract you. But he cannot override me. Every time you thought you were at your breaking point, I was strengthening unseen foundations. Every time you thought you were losing, I was rearranging what you could not see. You are not fragile. You are fortified. There is a shield around your mind. There is a guard over your purpose. There is a boundary the enemy cannot cross without permission. And I do not grant permission for destruction, only for development. Yes, you have been shaken. Yes, you have been tested. Yes, you have faced storms that felt relentless. But notice something. You are still standing, still believing, still moving, still breathing with purpose in your chest. That is destiny at work. If you were meant to fall, you would have fallen already. If you were meant to fail, you would have been erased already. But you remain, not barely surviving, but being prepared. What is coming against you is temporary. What is within you is eternal. The attacks will exhaust themselves. The opposition will lose momentum. The noise will fade. But your calling will not. You are protected by more than you can see. You are appointed for more than you can imagine. You are destined for more than you have experienced. So stand firm, walk boldly. Lift your head, because nothing sent against you has the authority to override what I have spoken over your life. And now something is shifting inside you. You're starting to see it. The pain was not random. The delays were not denial. The battles were not pointless. They were positioning. Every closed door forced you to grow stronger. Every betrayal forced you to become wiser. Every lonely night forced you to hear my voice more clearly. What you thought was punishment was preparation. I was building endurance in you. I was strengthening your discernment. I was teaching your hands how to fight battles you didn't even know were coming. There were things sent to destroy you, but they failed. Not because they weren't real, but because you were covered. Unseen protection stood between you and disaster. Unseen hands redirected paths that would have broken you. Unseen mercy blocked attacks you never even detected. You cried over what happened. But you have no idea what didn't happen. You don't know how many traps you stepped over. You don't know how many plans against you collapsed in the dark. You don't know how many times I whispered, "Not this one. They are mine. And now you're still here. Stronger, sharper, more aware. The same fire that tried to consume you forged you. The same pressure that tried to crush you clarified you. The same isolation that tried to silence you prepared you. Do you feel it? That restlessness in your spirit, that stirring you can't explain, that sense that something bigger is about to unfold. That is destiny activating. You are not who you were a year ago. You don't think the same. You don't tolerate the same. You don't fear the same. Because the process changed you. You survived what should have shattered you. And survival was never the final goal. Activation is. Everything you endured built capacity. Capacity to lead. Capacity to carry weight. Capacity to walk into rooms that once intimidated you. You were being trained for impact. The tears built compassion. The warfare built authority. The silence built confidence. Nothing was wasted. Not one heartbreak. Not one setback, not one moment of confusion. It was all aligning you. And now the season of hiding is ending. The season of questioning is lifting. The season of preparation is transitioning into movement. You are stepping into what you were shaped for. The pain had purpose. The struggle had strategy. The delay had design. You were never forgotten. You were being formed. And what is about to unfold in your life will make every battle make sense. So stand up now, not in fear, not in doubt, but in victory. You are not abandoned. You were never forgotten. I was with you in every tear you cried in silence. I was with you in every storm you thought would destroy you. I was with you when you felt invisible, when you felt weak, when you felt like giving up. Look at you now. You survived what was meant to break you. You are stronger than the pain that tried to define you. The future ahead of you is not filled with defeat. It is filled with destiny, purpose, and divine favor. Walk forward with courage. Speak with authority. Live knowing you are chosen, protected, and called. The battle is over you, but the victory already belongs to you. Rise again, because your destiny is waiting.